What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Ori and the Will of the Wisps. In the last episode, we awoke here in the world of Nywin, and in this episode, we are going to be heading off through Nywin and hopefully finding the Great Knower. His name is Quolock, apparently, and he is in the marshes off in this direction when I can open the map and actually get it to load. There we go. All the way over here in Quolock's Hollow. We need to find him and get some answers about the whereabouts of who. But first things first, I'm going to head on through this way and grab that spirit container, and we're going to keep heading on further down, taking care of some enemies in the process and getting ourselves, well, more spirit light, because we need as much of it as we can possibly get. There are a lot of things to get in this game. Believe you me. Okay, I'm going to push this rock over here. There we go. Just like so. Oh, that's back. That's going to go right about there and no further. Actually, before I do that, I'm actually curious really quickly. I want to look over this way. All right, let's see if we can make this jump. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. And as you can see over here, we got ourselves one of these spirit wells returning from Ori and the Blind Forest. Life from the wells runs all through Nywin. It joins. It heals. Well, let's hop on in, save our game, and restore everything that we didn't really actually need to restore because I'm pretty sure I was full on everything. And head down this way. Oh, hold on. I don't want to actually hit you. Whoa, that was close. All right, slash upward. If you get a good uppercut on them, you can send them flying. That only works on very small enemies, mind you, not every enemy. Okay, we got more of those things down there. Now, if I could only jump over to that. I don't think I can from here, though. So we're going to hop on over this way and continue going the way that I had neglected a second ago. And, oh my gosh, okay, let's start talking about the music for a second. So Gareth Coker, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I apologize if I got that wrong, but Gareth Coker he was the one who composed the first game. And the first game soundtrack. And I already think that Ori and the Blind Forest, at least prior to this game, was the best soundtrack in video game history. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. Like, oh gosh, it is such a good game. Such a good soundtrack, excuse me. But this game's soundtrack is on another level. Like, it somehow takes the themes that made Ori and the Blind Forest's soundtrack so good and just takes them to another level. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Everything that you hear in this game is just going to make you, I mean, I don't want to use anything that's not safe for work, but oh man, it's so good. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say it makes you feel things that you never knew that you could experience up until you've heard how amazing this soundtrack is. I'm serious when I say that. It's so amazing. Okay, I don't know if I can make this jump that way. Here, let's jump from the top. Nope, that's not going to work. Because if I take one more hit, I am dead. Is there any way I can make this? Possibly. But it doesn't look like it. So maybe there's another way I can go before we go any further. Let's head on over this way and see what we can find. Oh! Well, what do you know? What could this possibly be? Because last time we got a sword. This time we're going to get the double jump. Wow, so early in the game. Ori and the Blind Forest, you know, it probably waited about a couple hours before it gave it to you, but this game gives it to you right off the bat. Now, the first thing that we're going to go after is this up here. This is a spirit shard. These are special abilities that you can equip in the menu, and as you can see right now, we can equip up to 3. Now, this one I got right here, Sticky, I'm going to have this for the rest of the game. I can't play this game without it because it is just so freaking useful. Essentially, it just allows me to stick to walls forever. These are all supplementary abilities, every single one of them passive. A lot of them will be things like damage upgrades or health upgrades or, you know, very simple things like that, but other things allow you to, well, stick to walls or recover energy or health from dealing damage to enemies and things like that. So these are very good. You're going to want to collect as many of them as you possibly can. You can also form special builds with them if you so desire, which is something that Ori and the Blind Forest did not have. It's an RPG element added to Will of the Wisps that I think is an improvement in every single way. I don't think I can, like, drop down there in any way, so we're going to head on over this direction and see where we can go next. So making these jumps is a whole lot easier now that we have that double jump. So let's head on over here and actually pull this lever. Doing so, that will drop the rock down, and we're going to want to make sure we have that rock because we're going to need it to block the laser that is in the way. Sir? Okay. Hit you a few more times, take you out. Perfect. I could really use an upgrade that allows those containers to float to me on their own because, oh, it gets really annoying really quickly having to pick up those power-ups. Don't worry, you get that pretty early on, though. So let's head on down. It's not a spoiler, by the way. A lot of the abilities that you get in this are verbatim copied from Blind Forest and then just improved upon in that regard. So let's do that. Now the laser is sourced over this way, so we're going to want to at least block it enough that it's not going to cause us any problems and grab ourselves a keystone. Okay, there's one. Finally got ourselves one. We still have, I think one more to get, but there could be more than that. I'm not 100% positive at the moment. I have only played through this game once up to this point, so that's the practice that I've had, and I did so over the course of a month because, like I said in the prologue, I was dealing with technical issues, much like everybody else, and it did at times make the game a lot harder to play. Now, so far, I can already say that it has been a big improvement playing on the updated patch. But it's not, like I said, again, it's not perfect. There are areas we're going to come across in this game that will experience a lot more issues than we're currently experiencing. One of them is actually a pretty early area, and I'll get into it when we get there. You'll notice it firsthand as well. So let's grab this health and continue scaling upwards towards that keystone that we actually came across last episode, which I believe we're kind of close. I don't think, okay, I don't want to go that way. That was where I got the Spirit Edge. So let's head on over this direction. Get rid of this enemy. Oh, that was a early attack. I shouldn't have done that so quickly. Okay, we got this guy here. Oh, if I get hit by him one more time, I'm dead. Woo! Okay. Nope. Oh, gosh. Okay, that wasn't a direct hit at least. Thank goodness. Golly. All right. Yeah, be careful. That was not careful of me. Also, Moki, what are you doing here? Oh, okay. Well, I thought he wanted to talk, but evidently not. Let's head on over this direction. And we can actually make this jump this time. So use this to get around the thorns. And now you have your second keystone. Finally, we can proceed. Alright. So far, it seems pretty standard. We haven't done a whole lot that's different from Blind Forest other than our method of attacking. For those who don't know and haven't played Blind Forest, your method of attacking in that game was with a little spirit that followed you around and basically shot at anything within the vicinity of Ori, as opposed to having a melee weapon, which does drastically change this game's combat, I should admit. Now, the Spirit Edge is not going to be your only method of attacking for this entire game. I should make that clear. There are plenty of other ways of dealing damage, but this is just your starter weapon. Take that guy out, and then we can break through this bone wall. Take care of you. Jump over you real quick to get a little extra chip damage in before I take you out that way. Perfect. Alright, so now let's head on over here and take care of this wall. Okay, be careful of the purple goop. You don't want to touch it. It is bad. This is also why I like to have sticky, because it prevents me from accidentally sliding down and hitting stuff like that while I play through this game, which is something I do often. I mean, I'm just so used to it at this point that, like, I can't not have this ability. It's so helpful because it's just one of those little things that just enhances the experience of playing with Ori on its own, to the point where you just get used to it. And once you get used to something like that, like, can you really ever take it off? I mean, my gosh, those tiny enhancements. What's up, Moki? Are you a spirit? Then tremble, spirit. You stand before Muck the Brave. It's not very convincing, I know, but I am brave. Or I would be with a trophy. A trophy like a Howl Skull. Or just a Fang if that's too heavy. I heard the Howler fighting to the east. Maybe it dropped one. Alright, and so we have been given a side quest. That's right. We actually get side quests in this game. This is that interesting. This game does have a lot more RPG mechanics, aside from just the spirit shards, than Blind Forest does. So it gives you a lot more optional things to take care of throughout your travels, and also more reasons to backtrack to certain areas and whatnot, because do keep in mind this is a Metroidvania. Alright, we've gotten our second Spirit Shard. You've gained a new one. Deal and take more damage. I am not going to equip that one. I am not a fan of the Reckless ability by any means. It does what it says. It allows you to deal more damage, but again, it also makes you take more damage, which is honestly, in my opinion, the last thing I need right now. So let's do that, take care of that. And then we got another tree here. All right, well, let's absorb it. What do we got this time? Regenerate, a new ability that we can assign to our ability tree. This I am absolutely going to do, and this is, in fact, what I think to be one of the most useful abilities in the entire game. Essentially, hold down the button. It does take a second to charge up, but you hold down the button and you will auto-heal, which I will definitely be showing once. You know what? Let's take some damage here. Okay, let's do that. And now, if I can get over here and take care of this guy, once I have done that, and without getting any heals, let's use our regenerate ability, and boom, there you go. You sacrifice 1 spirit orb, 1 spirit shard to, oh, I can't slash through that. 1 spirit orb to get yourself a little bit of health. So, I mean, obviously, it's always handy in a pinch, but there is a downside to it because you do have to stand completely still while using it. Okay, move out of the way. There we go. Grab all that and continue onward. I tend to like to have my more high-powered strong abilities mapped to Y, and then regeneration is just always set at B. I almost never take that off. So we're pretty much already set, right? Well, not really. There's a lot more abilities that you can play with as you get throughout the game, trust me. And they all come in handy as well. That's another thing that I love about this game is it's very good about, you know, making everything that you earn in the game, or almost everything you earn in the game, more worthwhile. I'd say that's more so applies to the abilities you get than it does to, like, the shards, for instance. Some of the shards you'll just never find yourself using just because they clash with your play style, depending on how you play through this game. If you're very aggressive, if you're very cautious, some of them just aren't going to straight up work for you. So now that we have the double jump, we can actually get our way up here. Hop over this way. Grab that, although I don't really actually need health. And just play it very safe. Let's not take any damage. Whoop. There we go. And hop on over here. And we get a Howl Fang. Okay, so let's go take that back to the Moki. So we were just slightly braver than the Moki, unfortunately. He didn't really have it. Wasn't really up to the task of jumping over this. But honestly, I don't blame him. He's just like a little lemur creature, and I'm a forest spirit, so I kind of have a leg up on him in that regard. Alright, Moki. Ooh, a real Howl Fang. None will doubt mock the brave now. This is for you. I am brave, but I am also generous. And we receive a Gorlek ore. Our clever craftsman could use this to repair structures. Now, this is going to come in handy much later. Right now, it doesn't have a use to us, so don't you worry about it just yet. In due time, my friends, in due time, we will explain the Gorlek ore. For now, we will just continue on over this way and start heading off towards... I mean, we do need to eventually head on over to... Let's see if we can hold the map here. We do need to head on over here to the marsh at some point, but I do want to head on up this way and explore some areas that we haven't yet done. I'm going to be taking my time through this game, by the way, because the plan is to 100% Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It's not actually all that hard to do if you know where you're going and you also get yourself the right tools, but it is a little time consuming, so this is going to be a somewhat lengthy Let's Play as a result, but it's going to be such a good time all the way throughout that I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue because this game is just so good. I can't gush about it enough. And I want to gush about it more, but I can't really talk about everything just yet because we haven't unlocked it all. Sir, why did you go down there? Was that a bait and switch? Don't do that. That was freaking rude. Okay, that's where our torch was. I don't want to go that way. Actually, no, I do want to go that way. What am I talking about? Let's head on up. Because this is where we began our adventure when it was still raining. Grab all of these things. Get some health. And now we can actually follow this sign over in this direction. Hey there, Lupo, huh? Greetings, traveler. I am Lupo, map maker extraordinaire. Quite the storm that passed through. Made my maps a little soggy, so I'll give you half off. Agreed? After all, rumor has it you're looking for a friend. And what's better for finding things than a map? Okay, so he's going to sell it to us for just 50 Spirit Light. I can absolutely afford to do that. This guy is very helpful, and you're going to want to purchase his maps anytime you see him. He never really charges you all that much, which is kind of nice. And that is going to reveal the way to go, actually. So we're going to be heading up, onward and upward now, as opposed to back to the right from where we were. That was kind of a dead end back that way. So yeah, make sure that you you talk to that guy whenever you find him, because although he isn't going to unveil like a whole lot of secrets, he is going to, at the very least, show you where to go, which is, well, obviously important. So how are we going to get up there, I wonder? Oh, well, excuse me, sir. That was a little bit of an overzealous hop. Let's move out of the way of that. Don't get too cocky with your swings, otherwise you are going to get caught out by attacks like that. Just be aware of that. And now we can actually break on through here. Start heading on over this way. Climb on the moss. Make sure you don't touch the pink stuff. Okay, resilience. You've gained a new spirit shard. Reduced damage taken. I am absolutely going to equip that. I tend to play a much more defensive style, if you couldn't tell. I am very, very picky about taking damage pretty much whenever. I mean, obviously I could stand to be a little more cautious than I am, because, you know, you can never really be too cautious with this game. But I'm not the kind of person that likes to just go all in with damage and just try to kill everything. I would much rather take my time and just refrain from getting hit when I can help it. That's just the way I like to play this game. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. I can't really change that. That's just my play style. Let's grab this spirit like container. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I hope you've all enjoyed it very, very much. We're going to continue onwards. Hopefully actually make it all the way to the marsh in the next episode, although I don't know if that's entirely possible because there's still so much of this area to explore, as well as new abilities to be gotten and whatnot. Right now, we're pretty much focused on earning back a lot of our crucial key abilities from Blind Forest before we start getting a bunch of new stuff. So just be patient. It's getting there. I mean, it doesn't really take all that long for this game to ramp up. We are only 2 episodes in, and already I'm honestly having a blast. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.